Welcome to the NJMAP Conservation Blueprint video tutorial. Here you'll learn how to use the set of maps and tools that Conservation Blueprint includes. Let's get started. Conservation Blueprint focuses on 4 conservation priorities. The blueprint themes include water quality priorities, which identifies lands important for protecting surface and groundwater resources. Ecological priorities, which identifies lands crucial to maintaining the health of New Jersey ecosystems. Agricultural priorities, which identifies land resources for supporting and maintaining agriculture. And urban green space priorities, which identifies land that can connect communities and nature. We also have a set of overview maps and a page that contains all of the themes here at once. Let's check one out. For all of the themes, there's a table of contents on the left. At the top right of the page, you have the option to change the map, search for an address or latitude and longitude coordinates, make comments about our page, share the current map, or print the current map. The map of New Jersey takes up most of the rest of the screen. To make the map take up the entire screen, you can minimize the table of contents by clicking the small arrow directly to the right of the table of contents at the top. The icon jumps to the far left, and you can click it again to bring back the table. The table of contents contains all of the layers of data that you can view for this map theme. Some layers are on by default. This usually includes the priority map and some other important layers. To toggle any layer on or off, just click the box to its left. To turn off all of the layers in a theme, click the refresh button on that theme's heading. This will not turn off layers that are on by default. For information, a legend, and a transparency scale that adjusts how visible a layer is, click the blue arrow to the right of the data layer. If there's a More button, clicking it will show more information and sometimes provide links to information about how and when this set of data was created, or more about what it represents. Let's click the blue arrow again to minimize. You can zoom in or out with the plus and minus buttons at the bottom right. You can also scroll in or out on the mouse and double-click on any spot to zoom into it. Click, hold, and drag to move around. Zoom in and you can see the priority layer with more detail on the map. But it would be useful to have more context. For that, we have base maps and other types of data. To jump back to view the whole state of New Jersey, you can simply click on the small Jersey icon at the bottom right. At the top right, there are an assortment of different base maps you can choose from. A base map is a background map. Only one can be turned on at a time. Any layer turned on from the table of contents will appear on top of the base map. To switch the base map, just click the button next to it. These include a terrain map, OpenStreetMap, Bing Maps, True Color and infrared imagery, historic maps, and more. Don't worry, you won't lose your location or turn off other active data layers when you change the base map. There are 3 types of data in the table of contents. Boundary layers are at the top. They include parcels, or individual pieces of property, municipalities, counties, and the state border. Layers that were used to create the priority model are indented underneath it. And layers that were not used to make the model, but are useful as reference, are at the bottom. Just click Reference Layers to make those visible. Let's turn on parcels and preserved agriculture and zoom into the map. Now we can see where there's preserved agriculture, what parcel it falls into, and the block and lot numbers of that parcel. But the farmland layer is on top of the parcels layer, so it's hard to see the numbers. The most recently activated layer is on top, so just turn parcels off and on again to bring it to the front. There, clarity. Let's turn on the priority model now and put parcels on top to find parcels of land that are unpreserved and ideal for sustaining agriculture. The agricultural priority model was created by combining mapped data layers of indicators for the most viable farming conditions. The layers that make up the model are indented directly beneath the priority layer. They include prime soils that are best suited for farming, agricultural lands that are already being farmed, and 3 layers that show the proximity of land to already existing preserved farmlands. Directly adjacent, within a half mile, and infilling gaps between existing groups of preserved farms. Each priority model is similarly derived from different data layers, each of which shows something about the land that makes it useful toward the goal of that theme. Say you'd like to change themes. To look at a different theme, click the word Maps at the top and choose whichever theme you'd like to see. This will show the same area at the same zoom level. Right-click anywhere and select What's Here to get an address, coordinates, and a link to Google Street View if it's available there. If Google Street View is available for that location, you can click the image that appears in the box to open it up. Click Exit Street View to close the Street View window, and click the X on the corner to close the What's Here box. You can also right-click to view that location in Google 3D, Google Earth, Bird's Eye View, Zillow, New Jersey GeoWeb, or the New Jersey Flood Mapper in a different window. Left-click anywhere on the map and a box will pop up displaying information about that location for all of the layers that are turned on, if it exists. For example, if the parcels layer is on, you can click on a parcel to see its ID number and tax classification. To exit this box, click the X at the top right. Or click somewhere else on the map to open a new box. If you'd like to have more than one info box open at a time, click the pin at the top left of the one that's currently open, and then just click somewhere else. Clicking a parcel also gives you the option to open up Parcel Explorer in a new window. This is another map viewer that shows you detailed information about a parcel. To learn more about this, watch our Parcel Explorer video tutorial. That about wraps it up. You've got all the basics, and how you use it is in your hands now. If you run into any problems or have any comments or suggestions, click to the comments form at the top right. Conservation Blueprint is an ongoing project, and we want and appreciate your input. The goal of Conservation Blueprint is to give citizens, decision makers, and funders open access to a GIS tool to prioritize land conservation efforts, and is a collaboration between the Rowan University GeoLab, the Nature Conservancy, and the New Jersey Conservation Foundation. Funding has been generously provided through the Geraldine R. Dodge Foundation and William Penn Foundation. Thank you and enjoy.